A new report is bringing to light the massive waste of taxpayer dollars in California. And it might just be the tip of the iceberg. Gavin Newsom's $200 million spending spree on the CARE Court mental health program reportedly only treated 22 residents over the course of 4 years. Despite the fanfare and the promises that it would fix the state's homeless problem and help up to 50,000 Californians, California happens to be, as Spencer Pratt was talking about the other day, one of the places where homelessness is the worst. And so once again, Dagan, we look at these figures that are sky high, $236 million to help 22 people. What is wrong with the system when you are spending that kind of money and you can't actually allocate it properly?
I guess he's trying to show up Bill de Blasio's wife, who got about $1 billion for her mental health program and essentially set fire to it. This is a broad statement, and Larry likes specificity and quantitative analysis of these situations, but I'm giving you qualitative. Because what happens is, if any of these liberals, these lunatics, actually solved the problem of homelessness, of the dangerous mental illness that we see in our streets, the money would dry up.
So Gavin Newsom has put himself out there again. It's been a report that he had $236 million, which was set up for helping people with severe mental illness who cycle between homelessness, jail, hospitals, and the streets. It was called the CARE Court. And that only served 22 people. So he spent $236 million to help 22 people. That's $10.7 million spent per person. Wow. This is the guy that liberals and Democrats think is going to be president. This is the guy that is trying to tell you everything you want to hear, but the numbers don't lie. The reason why you haven't heard Gavin Newsom talk about he really wants to run for president and really go out there and put himself out there, it's because he knows there's so much fraud that's going to come out. I think he's going to wait another 4 to 8 years before he steps back into the ring to try to become president. Everything that he says may sound good, but the numbers don't lie. $236 million for 22 people. That's going straight into somebody's pocket. That's what it does. It's supposed to serve mental illness. Are you serious? How about we spend $236 million on our kids? Give them the best schooling. Make sure our schools have everything they need so our kids can thrive and be the best of the best. Why? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is mismanagement of money. This is inefficiency, but he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He spent $236 million over 4 years for 22 people. If you want to make money and you live in a Democrat state, start a nonprofit, work with a Democrat politician, you'll be rich. That's the play. Everything that he has touched that's supposed to go to homelessness, that's supposed to go to mental illness, that money has burned up. You see the thing that's going on now with the hospice fraud. You think what you see in Minnesota is something? Wait till they really get here and really start looking into California. Remember, California, I believe the last 2 years of Trump's term, he's going to be so laser focused on California, he's going to uncover everything. You're going to see how much money has been misspent. He already misspent $24 billion for homelessness, and we still have record number highs, 60% increase year over year in homelessness, but we spent $24 billion. It's going to people's pockets. Why do you think when you look in San Francisco, there's a homeless center on every single street? It's because that's the money play. Why do you think everybody, when you come down to LA, everybody's part of the hospice or part of the medical industry? It's because that's where the money play is at. Either get something, a nonprofit with homelessness, or work with the hospice. You'll make billions. This is crazy. But this is the guy that thinks that he's going to be our president?
That it is a circular feeding frenzy, that the bigger the problem is, the more money gets poured into it. And the liberals and the bureaucrats siphon the money off. It doesn't go to the people in need. That's why you see the homeless problem worsening in California as the budgets go up. Because if you actually fixed it, the money goes away. And you talk to people, particularly on the left coast, people in Portland, people in Seattle, who are on the ground doing outreach to the homeless. I think the majority of homeless are dual diagnosis. They're drug or alcohol addicted and suffer from mental illness. That they know that the money is just wasted or stolen because if you fix it, the funding goes away.
You need the chaos. You need the homeless. You need the crazy people. You need things being broken. You need these issues. That's how the Democrats make their money. You have to remember, Democrats don't make their money off of businesses like the Republicans, right? Building your business up. They don't preach that. They preach homeless. They preach mental illness. They preach problems, because the more problems you have, the more funding you will get. And that's what they were doing. Telling the federal government, well, we need all this money for this. Right? So they get the money and it never gets solved, because if it gets solved, then they can't ask for more money. You will never hear a Democratic state or a Democratic city say, everything's good now, we don't need that money anymore. They continually want that money to continue to pay off their donors. It's a crazy play, but it's crazy as the older I get. I'm like, forget trying to be a professional basketball player. I should have just started a nonprofit. I should have just got in cahoots with Democrats. You see 236 million and only went to 22 people. But people really ain't doing nothing. Nobody's going to jail for it. Nobody's like, there's no special Congress for it. They just talk about it and then that's it. There's nothing you can do. That's fraud at the highest thing. But the reason why is because you got the person at the top that's in on it as well. That's the reason why things were being done. If these were Republican people doing it, they'd be in jail. But then you have to have Dr. Oz and you have to have the federal government come here, and they already caught a couple guys. They caught the one guy, he blew 23 million. Kids is going to school on the budget of the money that he got. It's because you don't have people in our state that are actually making sure that this money is being spent on the things that it's supposed to be spent to. They're giving them the money and walking away. There's no oversight. That's the problem with all the money. There's no oversight.
That is sad and it's twisted, Brian. Let's not fix the system because we don't want to. We want the checks to keep coming, but we'll waste the checks and not do what we need to do because we rather do that than fix it and actually help people.
There's a lot of people who are employed in the business of shoveling this money out to other people, and if they solve their problem, their job, they don't want to be homeless. They want to keep their job shoveling out someone else's money. The systemic problem is the spending of other people's money. So I guess what I want to know is, because this is true in Minnesota, right? Minnesota was wasting all this money, but it was federal money. So it was taxpayers from other states who were funneling it through Minnesota and then to Somalia. So why can't we just have a rule where you just have to pay for your own thing? Like, what if California could only spend California's money? Then I wouldn't care. We wouldn't even have to talk about it on this program, because if the Californians don't like it, they could do something about it, right?
It sounds good, but they're always going to go to the federal government when they need more money for their problems. But there needs to be an oversight. There needs to be oversight in California on the people that they're giving money to. There needs to be checks. As you see in Minnesota, Minnesota wasn't checking these daycare centers. California's not checking these hospice centers. They're not checking. They're not coming around. They don't have a task force to where this is what they do. They go around checking these places, making sure these places are legit. We need oversight. But what I would do if I was governor or mayor of these cities and these states that's getting this money, I would just turn off the fountain. Turn it off. Just wouldn't give nobody nothing, because what you'll see and what you saw in Minnesota, when you turned it off, not a lot of people came back complaining and saying they need the money. That's the thing. You got to just turn it off. Say, we're not paying nobody. Unless you come here, meet with us, show us everything. What happens is a lot of these people that was scamming the system didn't come back to Minnesota and say, hey, turn it back on. And the people that did come back, they were legit people and they had documents, they had records. So what you do in California, what you'll see, most likely we'll have a Republican governor I believe when they get in there, they're just going to turn it off. Everything gets turned off, and then we have to recertify everybody. That's the best way you can do it. Because right now, the system is so corrupt, there's no point in trying to check each one. You just turn it off. Turn it off for everybody, and then make those people come in, show records, explain what's going on. And if they don't, they will never get the money again. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, keep this thing rock, keep it going. I appreciate you guys' support. As always, make sure you join the Go Getter Patreon. I got so many things in there and many more things to come. No Filter Morning Show is coming very soon. As always, we'll keep this thing rock, keep it going. I appreciate you guys. I'm out.